So let's talk about your art this year. What would you say about your art this year?
Today has probably been one of my best years yet for art, and I think my art education will probably stay like this and maybe get better.
So why do you think this is one of your best years of art ever?
I don't know, but it really feels like I've been doing art much more than the last several years this year, and I've been focusing on it a lot more, and I've done a lot more learning about art. I've gone into my art class a lot more.
That's right. We started doing 2 art classes with Miss Jenny a week instead of just 1.
Yeah, and she started assigning me art history homework and art analysis.
Who are some of the people, or what topics did you write some of these art history papers on?
I wrote one on Jean Miro, and I did a piece inspired by
Jean Miro?
Yeah, and I did a piece inspired by him. And I also did an art piece inspired by Philip Guston.
What was that called?
Unempathetic. It's oddly popular.
That was the piece that you put into the student art show at the Cary Art Center, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I also did several pieces of art based on Greek art.
Uh-huh.
I did a paper on the Armory show, and I studied it a lot. It was quite an important event. I also did a paper on Cubism.
And there was an artist that Miss Jenny found that reminded her of you, wasn't there?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Steve Wheeler.
And that got us started on trying to figure out abstract expressionism, didn't it?
Yeah.
But you also took some classes some other places, didn't you?
Yeah, I took a workshop on urban drawing. I did a lot of nice sketches, and I also took a photography workshop at the same place I took the urban drawing workshop.
And where was that?
It was at CAM, which stands for the Contemporary Art Museum of Raleigh.
They have really good classes there, don't they?
Yep.
And you did a clay class at Cary Art Center.
Yeah, I did.
So that was good, too.
Yeah, I guess so.
And you've displayed your art at various places around town, haven't you?
Yeah, I put a piece up at the show at Brugger's Bagels, and also the Cary Art Center exhibition, which we talked about already, and most importantly, I made one specifically for Miss Jenny's art show, which she does once a year, and I wrote some poetry for that too, and I also had to do a public reading of my poetry. I also did art for the coal cards, and I was supposed to do about a fourth of the art, but everyone got the hardest art that they couldn't do and turned it down to the other artists of the group who couldn't do it, so she turned it down to me, so I ended up doing like a half of the art instead of a fourth.
Oh, not a half. But
well,
you did do 11 out of 32. And you've been having fun drawing with Maylin too, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been nice to have a friend who's also an artist, and that's caused me to doing a lot more art than the last years.
But we also saw some fantastic exhibits this year, didn't we?
Yep. One of the exhibits I went to was the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. I also went to a ton of art exhibitions throughout downtown Raleigh.
But what was the big show we saw at the Virginia Museum of Fine Art?
And at the Museum of Fine Arts, I went to the huge exhibit on Truly's great masterworks.
That was a beautiful exhibit, wasn't it?
Definitely.
The pictures don't do his glass work justice, do they?
I guess not. No.
Another big part of our exhibit going was around the Cone sisters from Baltimore who collected modern art, right?
Yeah, I saw that first at the National, and later I saw it at the Baltimore Museum of Fine Arts, which I saw the rest of the museum too, which is very good. And after that, I saw the last part of it at the Art Museum of Greensboro.
That was a really good, interesting set of exhibits, wasn't it?
Yep.
Then there was that big exhibit on still lives at the North Carolina Museum of Art.
Yeah. And that reminds me, I also went to see the National Portrait Gallery in the Smithsonian and the National Museum of American Art, which is right next to the National Portrait Gallery.
Right, we were looking at still lives all over.
Yep.
So we're looking at Cone sister art all over and still lives all over.
Yeah, although there weren't that many still lives in the Portrait Gallery because it was about portraits, that is.
We don't do as much in music, but we had some great concerts this year, didn't we?
Yeah.
What were some of the concerts we went to?
I think we went to some concerts by the North Carolina Educational Symphony, and
we went to the educational concert.
Yeah, and we also went to some concerts that were over downtown.
Right, lots of different outdoor free summer concerts during the summer, right?
Yeah.
And we always go to Summerfest, which is the North Carolina Symphony playing at Coca Booth Amphitheater, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's always fun.
Yeah.
So is there anything you can think of to say that sums up your year in the arts this year?
My art's better seen than talked about, so you should look at it.
Okay.